Welcome to the Strictly Business, which is sponsored by the Bellingham Business Association, the BBA, a nonprofit organization that supports local business and gives back to the community. My name is Marjorie Turner-Hollman. I'm your host for today. I'm a longtime Bellingham resident, personal historian, freelance writer, and a board member of the BBA. As a personal historian, I help you turn your family tales into written stories in book form that you can be proud to share with your family and friends. And I start that process by listening to stories, and we have some good stories today. Today's guests are Lynda Glassey of Pole Fitness Plus and Sean Coyle of Milford National Bank. Now, before we get started, I want to provide a brief recap of the BBA past events. In May, the BBA met at the Coachman's Restaurant, and our membership heard about concerns on the state level from State Representative Richard Moore and State Representative Kevin Koros. Now be sure to read June's edition of the Bellingham Bulletin for more details about this past meeting. Welcome, Lynda and Sean.
Thank you.
Thanks, Marjorie.
Thank you for being with us on this segment of Strictly Business. I really mean that. Really glad you're here. Why don't we start by each of you in turn telling us about your background, how you got into your business, and what you love about it. Lynda, would you like to start us?
Sure, I'd love to start. Thank you, Marjorie. I've been involved in all kinds of physical activity, exercise for many years, since the day I could probably walk. I've enjoyed, as many people, going the ups and downs and roller coasters of gaining weight, losing weight, trying different fitness fads, trying different diets. I found Pole Fitness Plus because I love to exercise, and it was a unique way to lose weight and stay in shape.
Okay. And Pole Fitness Plus is a franchise?
No, it's not. It's something that I opened myself.
Oh, okay.
I gave it the name Pole Fitness Plus, obviously, because we utilize vertical poles as a part of our exercise regimen.
Okay.
It's an excellent way to get in shape. It's also key to kick-starting your weight loss.
Oh, all right. Okay. And Sean, why don't you tell us your background? How did you get into your business, and what do you love about it?
I started banking about 13 years ago, and it's because I moved down to this area from Boston and just kind of fell into Citizens Bank. I started working there, and that's really where I started to learn everything, and just kind of progressed through my career and wound up at Milford National Bank. And it's just been a really great adventure for me so far, helping people in the community. Mm-hmm. And it's been great. My family loves it, and just been a pleasure to do so far.
What kind of, how did you get into banking as opposed to anything else?
Well, when I first graduated from school, everyone started to go into Boston and do entry-level jobs in the real estate firms and kind of start off in a phone queue. So I got like a little bit of a taste for finance and banking at that point. And then I moved down here, and I took a job as a customer service rep at a bank.
Okay.
And just kind of went from there. I did really well, and I moved up the ladder. And
your degree was in?
My degree was actually just in sociology. It wasn't in banking at all.
Okay, so it wasn't finance or business administration. No kidding. Okay. All right. And I don't think you told me what you love about your business, Lynda.
What's what I love? I love the fact that I obviously can work for myself, and I can give all the energy and love and attention to it. And I know that I can bring to other women that kind of joy of the exercising and finding their self-expression and building on their confidence.
So it's only women?
It's only women. We have had a few gentlemen try and come in, and they actually have done very well, because it does take a bit of strength to do pole.
The upper body strength.
But mostly we do cater to women. And we don't turn anybody away, but 99% of our clients are women.
Well, that leads into the next question, which is what specific types of services you provide, and how do you help your clients?
How do we help our clients? We help our clients through exercise and fitness, and that in turn helps them with their goals of maybe losing weight, getting in shape, becoming more flexible. Kind of just fits into their lives as they need it. It's also just a form of self-expression. It's like basically a form of dance. So everybody takes a little piece of it and makes it their own, and that's what I love about pole.
Are they daily classes? Do you have people that come every day?
We don't recommend pole every day, only because it is very strenuous on the body. We recommend it anywhere from 2 to 3 times a week. We did have a team of Get Fit for Life members who came 4 times a week for 12 weeks. They lost a total as a group, almost 70% of their body fat as a group.
Was this through the Y?
This was through a local radio station's program. We are up against 6 other gyms, and the goal was to get your team to obviously lose more weight and more body fat than anybody else. Mostly it was the body fat. We actually won. We beat out a yoga studio, a karate studio, a physical fitness studio, and a couple other, the YMCA.
That's okay.
So I was very surprised by that. I mean, I know that pole fitness gets you into shape and it reshapes your body, but to show that and let other people see it and to have the whole team kind of win, it was a great honor. I was blessed. Wow.
Okay. And Sean, what kind of services does your bank offer? And through you, you were telling me that you're in the commercial sector. So
I'm working in the commercial lending group right now, and specifically we are doing a lot of commercial real estate mortgages because rates are just extremely low right now, and a lot of businesses that own the buildings are refinancing. And there's a lot of businesses out there that are actually trying to purchase new buildings, so we're doing purchases as well. We're doing construction loans because we're starting to see that that's taking off a little bit, and the housing market's starting to come back. We do debt consolidation, so if you have a bunch of little business loans out there, we can consolidate them into one for you and help you lower your monthly payments, which is also increasing your cash flow every month, which is very helpful for businesses right now. We're an SBA preferred lender too, so we have a really great relationship with the Small Business Administration.
That's key.
And it's been really good. That's how we've been really just focused on our commercial loan portfolio because it's one of the main sources of income, for a small community bank.
You were describing to me before we started about working almost daily sometimes or monthly with your clients. What do you do for them on that? I mean, what would they come to you and ask you for help with?
Well, we like to have an intimate level of service with our customers because we feel that we're really partners with you because we're investing in you and your business. So we want you to do well because if your business is doing well, then in turn the bank's doing well too. So, I mean, we communicate daily if we have to, but a lot of people are just like, monthly, we check in to see how you're doing. We might come out and visit your establishment. It's important to note that we all live around here too, so we're local people that work at the bank, so we're using local businesses that are our customers, and we're using public services around here. We're local taxpayers, so the business that we're doing really just helps all the people that work at Milford National Bank, and the income that the loans generate, it's really helpful. I mean, it's supporting families, around here.
Because you also mentioned something about marketing assistance and that you have these marketing seminars, and I'm guessing you will look at people's numbers and say, okay, what can you do to get your numbers up, and what have you been using, and what strategies, and are those services that you all provide too?
We do sometimes monthly, but more quarterly seminars that are for relevant topics that people are going through right now. Like we just had an identity theft one, or we'll do one on something like estate planning. Just like give useful information for our clients and for other people in the business community.
Good, good. Okay. And that kind of leads me into what kind of people and businesses do you serve? And you were talking about this group of people that did this contest out. Where did they come from? What?
They came from the local area. There was some from Milford, Hopedale. We didn't have any from Bellingham, unfortunately, but they were from the local area within our footprint here. I do draw a lot of people from Bellingham and Franklin, but I've started to pull people more from Medway and Attleboro as well. So I like to think that we're more of a community, an area, not just in town.
Sure.
Because it is a unique form of exercise that we're offering, and you don't just find this in every town. So it's not like there's 5 of us in town. It's just us, and we'd like to offer whatever we can to the community.
Tell me a little bit more about what a typical session, how long does it go for, what do you actually do?
What do we do? It's about an hour, depending on how many people we have in class. Sometimes it can run a little over if it's a larger class, because we like to give everybody individual attention. And pretty much we
Does
start
everybody get their own pole?
Everybody gets their own pole. We have we have 11 poles in the studio.
You gotta come down there, Marjorie.
All right,
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, 11 poles. So we have one for the instructor, and we can have up to 10 students. We don't recommend having more because we like everyone to have their own pole and be able to practice, because once they start to learn some spins and movements, they like to keep practicing it. So we don't want people fighting over the pole.
Right.
And it runs roughly an hour. We do our basic warm-up like any other exercise. You have to properly warm up your body. And then it's basically about half an hour to 45 minutes of movements, learning different spins, different grips. When you get into the intermediate, now you're starting to do some inversions when you are hanging upside down and flipping upside down. So there's a lot of growth to it. You can start with being very basic, and then you can take it to a very high level if you wish. I mean, I have had a few people say we just want to stick to the very basic and do almost like it's like following a aerobic or a Pilates DVD, where you do like the same kind of a routine and just build the strength and the movements that way.
Okay. And music, is it a loud environment?
It is not loud environment. We typically play very soft music, depending on the class and depending on where they're at. It's usually just slow music, slow songs, you know, a lot of music that you hear on the radio every day. It's nothing unusual. But it's not turned up very loud. It's not like you can't hear each other. We like to hear each other talk. It's sometimes a time when people go and they vent. So while we're exercising, we're talking about our daily lives and what goes on in them. It's almost like a therapy session as well as an exercise session. And by the time the hour is over, people can't A, believe that the hour is up, B, that they got a workout, and C, that they had so much fun doing it. So that's what we like to promote.
And availability time, is it mornings, afternoons,
we have
evenings,
all different
weekends?
times. We have 3 or 4 days a week that actually have mornings. We have 8 a.m. at 10 a.m., noontime. We have a lot of evening classes. They start at 5 and they go all the way up to 7 o'clock. So there's 2 or 3 classes.
And weekends
in the evening.
as well?
We don't do weekends as of yet. We do have Saturdays available for bachelorette parties and birthday parties, which we have done a lot of. Typically that Friday, Saturday time slot is when people want to have the bachelorette party, because it's usually in the evening later. And then Sundays, of course, we're closed. We have to have one day that we can all recuperate
Amen.
and take care of our families and do everything.
Right. And Sean, when you say commercial and businesses, what kind of businesses do you serve? What sort of businesses?
We serve all types of businesses. We have restaurants, we have spas, car dealerships, just real estate investors, construction companies, landscapers. So we're really kind of catering to everybody out there in the business community. Anybody that needs a loan? Well, anyone that needs a loan, yeah.
All right.
So we can help.
Okay. All right. Well, what do the two of you do to get the word out, besides showing up at a show like this about the benefits of what you do? What do you do? You want to?
I'm a member of the BNI networking group in Hopedale. So we go there once a week and we meet with other local businesses and we network together and we try to pass referrals. I'm also a member of the Milford Area Chamber. and that's great. We have a lot of good things that we do with the chamber. We're really well involved there. I like to go to my BBA meetings on Wednesday nights every month, once a month. And I also do a lot of prospecting and cold calling.
Oh, tell me about cold calling. You were going to give me some advice on
cold calling's not that bad, as long as you kind of have to scrub your list and know who you're going to be speaking with. But if you have, I guess, a good product and a good delivery, then as long as you can have a minute to get out the information you need, then people are really receptive around here towards it. Because the business people around here, if it's a good deal and it's helpful, they're willing to listen, so you can get your points across.
Okay. And what about you, Lynda? How did you get involved with this contest? How do you?
I was contacted by a local radio station.
Oh, no kidding.
I guess they saw my card somewhere. I like to leave cards everywhere. I'm like the little card fairy. I leave my cards. I give them, if I'm in a Dunkin' Donuts, I'll give them to the lady behind the counter, say, come take a free class. I do some small newspaper advertising in the area. We know we have some good small papers in the area that I've done some advertising in. I also like to make sure that my Facebook page is up and running, and I'm always sending stuff out. That's a great way to contact people nowadays.
And what do you put on your Facebook page? What?
I like to update it with photos of my students, show the latest move that they've learned, show maybe a clip from a class. It lets people know maybe who are not aware what pole fitness is, or maybe have their own ideas of what it is. Kind of gives them a little better of an understanding, and they're like, oh, that's what it is. I'd like to try it. So I like to do that, just keep the message out there. And of course, when I go to the grocery store, I'm always shaking hands and saying hi. I feel like a politician sometimes, and I'm handing out my card. Again, it's just building awareness with people and spiking that little bit of interest so they can come in and try it. And then of course, when they come and try it and they love it, they tell all their friends. So that's my best form of advertising, is the references.
Word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
That's it.
And I just want to make sure that we make sure we clarify where each of your businesses are. You are right at the corner of Maple Street and 140, next to the Rapid Refill, in the little section, little plaza right next to there.
Yes.
Okay, so that's easy to get to.
It is. And
accessible. And you're actually in downtown Milford.
Yeah.
But you've got, where is the Milford Bank?
We're in the Stallbrook Plaza.
Okay.
Everyone goes there at least once a week. So we have a branch tucked away in there. So if you're going to Walmart or Market Basket,
right.
You can make a quick stop into the bank and get some cash or do any other things that you
Very
need
good. All right. Okay, the favorite part of this show, I get to ask you something surprising that you've encountered in your business endeavors. Did you think of something, Sean?
Well, I would say that in my business, we review a lot of businesses' financial information. And what I've recognized is that over the past few years, like you see their 2009 numbers, 10 and 11, aren't that strong, but then you start to see like 2012 is really good for a lot of companies. So it just kind of gives insight as to our local economy is coming back and doing stronger.
Even if it may not feel like it from the news and such.
The numbers we're seeing, like businesses are doing better. They have higher gross revenues, and their net revenues are better. So we really we think it's coming back, and we look forward to getting out there and helping these businesses and putting some more money into the community.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so that actually surprised you.
It was surprising to see just numbers are going up for everybody.
Yeah.
So and real estate values are starting to go up too. And it's kind of all intertwined. So I think we're rebounding, nicely in this area.
And at this point, interest rates are still pretty low, so it makes it
money is cheap. Yeah.
An easy
That's
sell.
That's why the cold calls are easy. The rates are low. So. Yeah.
And Lynda, what about you? Can you tell me something surprising about your business?
It's hard to say because my business is a surprise to most people. I'd have to say the people that are coming through my door are just wonderful people. I mean, I know that people usually are most often nice, but when you meet people like that Get Fit for Life team, I mean, they changed my life. They came in, they were just so wonderful.
How did
and
that change your
friendly.
life? Tell us more.
It changed my life because, you know, at first I was nervous about it. I'm letting 4 people in that I've never met before come use my facility.
And they were coming in for free. That was
coming
all
in for
part
free,
of,
and I thought, you know, sometimes that can be bad. You have people coming through the door who want something for nothing, and they can sometimes be a little, you know, get upset when they don't get what they want. But the group I had that came in were just wonderful people. I feel like now they're my family. We all still keep in touch, and it was just a very surprise. I was surprised.
So it was a really intense experience.
It was a wonderful experience. I would recommend it to any fitness facility to let people in and to let them try and to watch them persevere and know that they have weight to lose and just keep trying and trying and never
Because you
giving
worked
up.
personally with each
I
of
worked
these
personally
people.
4 times a week for 12 weeks with these people.
Okay, so you got really involved in
Absolutely.
what was their hardest struggles and
Absolute personal struggle. I mean,
Yeah.
I opened the facility knowing that, you know, my own struggles with weight gain and my own struggles with exercising and maybe with injury, but to see it through the eyes of some other people. I had them when we first started fill out a sheet telling me what their goals were and what they hoped to accomplish. And then at the end, I asked them, you know, do you think you accomplished your goals and more? And they just said they just couldn't believe their transformation.
these were the people from this contest
Yeah.
you specifically.
Yeah, one woman
Got
lost
them.
45 pounds, and she was just totally amazed with herself.
Yeah.
And you know, as we go through class, again, we're talking. So we talk about maybe things that we tried in our lives that were working as far as diet. You know, not changing your diet as like eating crash diets, but changing the way we eat and how we eat. And it's always good because we always give good information to each other. You know, try this recipe or try that. And it's kind of a nice feeling to bond with people on that kind
Now,
of level.
what kind of training did you get to be able to run a business like this?
Actually, I'm Pole certified. There's expert training. Pole is very new to the world, so there really isn't a lot of availability out there for training. But there are some good studios in New York that have been around for about 6 years, and they have already established basically what kind of training that you need to properly train somebody on the pole. So that's where I got my certification from.
Okay. And the diet stuff is personal experience?
Personal experience. I mean, I don't give diet, I don't tell people this is what you should eat solely. I mean, we basically talk about what we eat during the day. I mean, obviously, we're not sitting at McDonald's and or eating too much pizza. So, you know, it's just kind of giving each other advice and saying, well, what works for you, or what brands do you like, things that, you know, help you with your busy life. And as you know, that it's hard sometimes to get a good meal on the table in front of your family after working all day.
Is there anything that, as we've been talking, that I've forgotten to ask you all about that you'd like to tell us before we wrap everything up? Is there anything that you thought you might want to talk about that I didn't get around to asking you?
You got it all, Marjorie.
You're pretty thorough.
Yeah.
How about you, Lynda?
Just the fact that I hope people, if they are interested in pole fitness, will come just give it a try. I don't think it's anything that no one can't do it. It's very possible for anybody. And a lot of people say, well, I just can't do it. That's why I'm not going to try it. I want women to be empowered and have self-confidence and believe that they can try anything. So.
Okay. All right. Well, now, with the last minutes we've got, please let our viewers know the best way they can contact you if they have further questions. Email, phone number. Do you want to just tell us that?
Sure. My email address is scoyle@mlfdbank.com, or just go right to milfordnational.com and check out our website, and you'll be able to find us that way.
All right. And the contact information is at the end of the show as well. And for you, Lynda, what's the best way for people to contact you?
Best way to contact me is through email, and that is polefitnessplus, all spelled out, lowercase, @verizon.net, or you can go to our website, which is polefitnessplus.com.
Okay. All right. Well, with the time remaining, I want to remind viewers that there are 2 upcoming BBA events. Maybe 2, maybe nope, just 1 right now. More stuff in the summer. Our next meeting of the BBA will be Wednesday, June 12th at Lowell's Restaurant. where the BBA will announce its Citizen of the Year award, and it will also award scholarships to 2 Bellingham residents who are graduating high school seniors. Now, for more information, check our website at www.bellinghambusinessassociation.org. And in closing, I want to thank Lynda of Pole Fitness Plus and Sean of Milford National Bank for being my guests today. Please check in for the next edition of Strictly Business coming in July. Bye-bye.